I wanted to stop by and just share something that really inspired me today, and I will link it here. It's a video here on YouTube. What's the name of the channel? The channel is Diary of a CEO. I am not a subscriber to the channel. The video just sort of popped up in my YouTube recommendations. There are no accidents, right? And the title of the interview was The Happiness Expert. The guy that was being interviewed is Mo Gaudat. I'll let you all watch it, but I just wanted to stop by here and tell you all about it because it was really inspirational for me, and it may be inspirational and positively impactful to some of you as well. What I'm going to share is 4 things that really inspired me from the interview. One of them, I wrote it down and it's going on my bathroom mirror because I feel I need to contemplate that for several days. That is this quote. Mo Gaudat's son, you gotta go hear the whole story, but Mo Gaudat's son had this quote tattooed on his body. The gravity of the battle means nothing to those at peace. The gravity of the battle means nothing to those at peace. I had to pause the video and I heard it and I was like, oh, that's deep. The second one that I wrote down was, he was sharing in the interview that whenever people hear this, 80% of the people tune out because they're pissed off. But I will share it because I wrote it down. We all know this. Happiness is a choice. Now that I've lost 80% of you who are having a hard time in one way, shape, or form, I'll continue speaking to the 20% of you who are left. But I wrote that down because it reminded me that regardless of what's happening in life, I get to choose my state of being. I get to choose my vibrational state. I get to choose my emotional state. It does not mean that the challenge isn't challenging, but we get to choose. And you gotta hear this story around that. You gotta just watch the interview and listen to his story. The other thing that I wrote down that he shared was, you're the boss. Tell your brain and your thoughts what to do. You're the boss. Tell your brain and your thoughts what to do. You're the boss. Tell your brain and your thoughts what to do. And again, you gotta hear his life examples of that to really appreciate what he's saying and all of that. The other one that I wrote down was, he was talking about one aspect of the game of life is how quickly can I bounce back into happiness. That's the game he plays with life. How quickly can I bounce back into happiness? And he said, which was really powerful for me to hear, I give myself 7 seconds to entertain a negative thought. I don't think those were his exact words, but he said, if something comes up and his brain says, you should be concerned about this, you should be worried about this didn't go well, you should feel bad about this, whatever. He goes, I give myself 7 seconds. And then I make a decision. And it was really interesting to hear how he makes a decision and how he moves himself back into the state of joy and happiness. Again, highly recommend watching the interview. And he was saying, when you do this, when your brain starts telling you all these different things, one of the points he was making is that the brain is just there as a protection mechanism, so it's really good at telling you what's not going well. And he says once you embrace that, you can be the boss and tell your brain and your thoughts what to do. And the other thing that he was saying is, when you form this habit of, I'll give myself 7 seconds to bounce right back into joy and happiness, you begin to reprogram the brain, and he calls it neuroplasticity, so that it starts to become your normal response to life, and your state of joy and your state of happiness begins to become your natural state of being. The name of the book that he wrote was Happiness, Solve for Happiness. That's what it's called. Solve for Happiness. And I just wanted to pop on here and just say, guys, go listen. Go listen. There were so many golden nuggets in that interview. So many golden nuggets. I only shared with you the top 4 that really hit me. Listening to his whole story was just so inspirational. I highly recommend. I just wanted to stop by. I couldn't let today end without recording this video to invite you all to go watch the interview, which I will link above, and I will also put it in the description box. One other thing I forgot to mention, about toward the end of the interview, the person interviewing him asked about AI, and he has a very fear-based approach to AI, even though his perspective on AI is actually quite valid, which is essentially AI is learning from human behavior. If humans change their behavior to more love and compassion, there's nothing to fear in AI. But if we continue to have, less than compassionate behavior, then AI is just going to be learning from us. So I agree with him on that. He just chooses a very fear-based way to present that perspective. And he admits that it's intentional. He wants to scare people into recognizing that they're the ones that need to change, and then AI will simply follow human behavior. So I wanted to mention that because I kind of tuned out when they started going down the fear-based AI path, and I didn't really listen to much of what they shared. I didn't even finish the interview. I took what resonated and I discarded what does not. So I just wanted to let you know, be open about that as well. Bye for now, and I'll see you guys on whatever next I feel inspired to create. Bye.